I'm Justice Wecker, and I'm going to be talking about drinking and driving. 10,076. This is the number of people that die a year in the United States alone. In the world, this is drastically more. This number is way too great. It means 10,076 families are missing loved ones. This information has been presented to make people aware of how dangerous drinking and driving is, and how the families of the deceased never really get over the tragedy. I'm credible on this subject because I've had family that's been injured by drinking and driving. There are probably some people that are close to you that have been injured by drinking and driving. This doesn't just affect a certain group of people, it affects everybody. At any moment in time, you can lose a family member. By looking at how much pain it causes, why can't people realize how dangerous drinking and driving is and not to do it at all? This is such a huge problem. We need a plan of action to put a stop to drinking and driving, so one day nobody will have to go through the pain. First, we will look at the people that are affected and what they go through. Second, I will explain why it's hard to keep drunk drivers off the road. Third, there will be a set plan of action to get drunk drivers off the roads and make them safer for everybody. Drunk driving is very illegal and very dumb, and you never know if somebody from your family could be seriously injured or killed by this accident. Definition of drunk driving. Drunk driving is when you're driving a vehicle with an excess amount of alcohol in your blood system. What alcohol does to your body can make your judgment very poor. It puts you in a heightened emotional state, response, including anger and aggression, lack of coordination, poor balance, slurred speech, dizziness, disturbed sleep, nausea, and vomiting.
Good night, everybody.
That was just a short video of showing how drunk driving can affect anybody at any time when they're not in their right mind. On an average, a drunk driver will drive 80 times under the influence before they will be arrested for the first time. Someone is injured in a drunk driving incident every 120 seconds. In 2011, 9,870 people were victims of drunk driving. This number has greatly increased, just like the number I said earlier, 10,076. That was in the year 2015. In 2010, of the fatalities among children ages 14 and younger, 17% occurred in alcohol-impaired driving incidents. Traffic accidents are the leading cause of deaths for teens, and roughly 1/3 of these accidents involve alcohol or another substance. Between 50 to 75% of the people who have had their license revoked due to driving under the influence drive illegally without their license. For drivers under 21, the U.S. has a no-tolerance policy that does not allow any alcohol to be in the blood system while behind the wheel. These consequences could include expensive fines, loss of license, or jail. Sadly, nobody really pays attention to this law. Drinking, driving, graphic death by ages. 16 to 19 years is between 500,000 and 400,000. 20 to 24 years is 800,000 to 700,000. This is just not in the past few years. This is a long study from 1980. And from 25 to 34 years is between 600,000 and 450,000. These are just the top three. I'm not going to go into the other ones very much. And the top states for drinking driving deaths: North Dakota, drunk driving deaths per 100,000 is 10 to 3. In Montana, drunk driving deaths per 100,000 is 9 to 0. South Carolina, drunk driving deaths per 100,000 is 7 to 6. Wyoming, drunk driving deaths per 100,000 is 6 to 9. And 5, Mississippi, drunk driving deaths per 100,000, or 6 6-0. Okay, in the year 2015, like I said, is 10,076 people die from drunk driving events. But what I didn't tell you earlier is how many people die annually worldwide. It's 3.3 million people die from drinking and driving across the globe. Every 2 minutes, like that PowerPoint just said, somebody is involved in a drunk driving accident that costs this costs the United States alone $199 million a year fixing destroyed property and roads. How does drunk driving harm families and even the victims? There are plenty of ways, but I'll limit to the worst ones. Losing loved ones. This is the main harm that causes from drunk driving deaths. For the 10,070 people that die from drunk driving accidents, that leaves 20,152 parents without children, thinking that all the deaths had two parents. Now that we know how deadly drunk driving is, now we're going to dive into why it's so hard keeping drunk drivers off the streets. Seeing how hurtful drunk driving is, why hasn't it not stopped? The average age of people getting caught drinking and driving is getting younger and younger each year. 23.4% of the 21 to 25-year-old range is getting caught drinking and driving because of the lifestyle they live. Most of these people live at college, where you can find a party on any block and a bar every other corner. This is because they live a carefree lifestyle. They think they're invincible. They think they can do anything they want and nothing can hurt them. Also, when drinking, people don't think about things because it impairs your thinking ability. When over-consuming alcohol, it messes with the brain, specifically the parts that control movement, speech, judgment, and memory. This causes slurred speech, impulsive behavior, and memory loss. It would be difficult to end drunk driving, but if we all stand together, there could be a day without worries of drunk drivers. These are some simple steps that could help. 1. Have a designated driver. 2. Call a cab. And 3. Hide your keys. A designated driver is somebody that agrees before you leave to go to the party that they will not drink and under any circumstances and be able to take you home. They will be the ones that will be the civil ones that night and make sure you get home safe. 2. Call a cab. A majority of cab companies cost $2 per mile. This is way cheaper than having to pay a doctor's visit or having to pay for a funeral. This is a solution if you decide to go drinking without any friends that could take care of you that night. 3. Hide your keys. This is for you if you're throwing a party at your house. You can make everybody turn in their keys as soon as they walk in the door. This will prevent people from leaving and putting themselves and other people at risk. Also, you could, if you were going to a party by yourself, you can give the host of that party your keys and tell them to hide them and don't give them back till morning. We looked at what all the people go through and the problems the families face. 2nd, we looked at why it's so hard to keep drunk drivers off the road. 3rd, we looked at the plan of action we could take to end drunk driving. This person was here to show you the dangers, not to scare you, of drinking and driving. Also to show you how many people are affected by drinking and driving and what they go through. If we do the steps and provide, we could cut. If we could do the steps I provided, we could cut down the 10,076 deaths a year from drunk driving. We could even see this number possibly down to 0 if we all just be smart about what we're doing. Thank you very much.